Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Get to Know UIC, Get to Know United in Christ. Today, I have the absolute pleasure of being joined by Amy and Jody and Emma, going from left to right. Girls, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, this is a blast. Obviously, folks have gotten to see Amy and Emma a couple of times in the past few weeks, right? Even if you haven't been connected with United in Christ for a terribly long time, other folks, of course, have gotten to watch you grow up over the years. But for folks who maybe don't know, or maybe for whom it's been a while, for you all, for the Danowski family, how long has it been that y'all have been connected with United in Christ? How long have you been a part of this community?
I started attending church when I moved up here back in '93.
Okay.
Scott's mom would bring me along to church with her, and that's how I started coming.
That's very cool. That's
And
very,
then she
very
took me with her.
And then she brought you with her. Okay, naturally, I guess that makes sense. That makes absolute sense. So where had you been before that? Where when you moved up here in '93? Is that what you said?
Yes, I lived in a little town outside of Pittsburgh called Katanning, and I attended a Presbyterian church
There you
there.
go. Very, very cool. Very cool. So when you made it up to here, and then you found the connection with Scott's mom, I think that's very cool to be there in an accompaniment model. That's very, very cool. There's something very neat about that. There's something biblical about that. Even go read the book of Ruth for folks who are tuning in at home. Jody's living it out. That's a very, very cool thing. Awesome. So now, if I'm doing my math right, though, 93. That's 27 years now that you've been a part of this community. Long time, Amy says. Yeah. So what is it then, in these now almost 30 years, what is it about this place and this community that has made you want to keep coming back? For over 2 decades and for over, two lifetimes sitting in your midst now. What has made you want to keep coming back to this place?
I think the biggest part of it is the people. It's the sense that we are a community. We're there to support each other, and you feel that community sense when you walk in.
Absolutely.
And it has had kept me wanting to come back then.
Right. Knowing that you've got a place here, right? Knowing that there is a community who's for you. Yeah, I love that. And so for Amy and Emma, I mean, you've obviously been around for a while now too, and you're both now active parts of. Well, Amy, you kind of graduated out of youth group, but now that we're back in quarantine, you're like back hanging out with us. And what's that?
Yeah, I'm still going.
You're still going. That's right. That's right. So. What has it been about this church that, growing up in this church and participating and leading in so many ways? What is it that's made you want to stay involved here at United in Christ?
We've made friends with a lot of the people at church. Like, there's been one or two of my friends outside of church, like from school, where I've talked to, and they go to youth group still, but they're not quite as close as I think we are.
Yeah.
And that's nice. It's like we're friends with Larissa and Kelsey, Marion, everyone.
Yeah, it is very cool, and it is, and I often say that about our youth group. It is a very close knit group. It always cracks it always cracks me up when you guys come and I hear about like all of the hundreds of conversations you've had since the last time we had youth group. Even though like our youth group is like from 3 different school districts, right? Generally speaking, and yet you all like find and make time outside of youth group to still like be together and hang out and just keep in touch with each other. And I think that's just super cool. Very neat. So when you think about, the life of the congregation, and as you look back over the years and in your involvement, where is it among this community, among United in Christ, where do you see kind of God at work stirring among this group of folks? What are the ministries to United in Christ that you think are like the most exciting that folks can't miss out on, or what opportunities come through the church that you see as being just some of the coolest things that happen over the life of the congregation?
I really like the ELCA youth gatherings.
Yeah, I would say that's a big one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Amy, you were with us in Houston back in 2018, right? And that you were one of the lucky folks that got to be your second one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because in 2015 was in Detroit, right? Excellent. So what is it about the youth gatherings? Give folks a snapshot, because I don't think we've gotten to hear about this yet. But this is I would say this is such a landmark highlight of being in youth group through United in Christ is the youth gathering, right? So what are the best parts of that for you?
Just being able to go and see like a new area and just travel around with people from your church and have that sort of like big support group from the church of being, in this new place and experiencing new things.
Totally. Yeah. It's a it's like it's something I don't even know what to compare it to, right? Like it is something like I've never ever experienced before. Getting together with literally tens of thousands of other Lutheran folks from across the country. It's wild, isn't it?
It's like a big conference, but fun.
Yes. Like a big conference, but fun. Yeah. What a good plug. So if you want to be a part of it, it's like a big conference, but fun. Come hang out with us. It's a blast. And now, Emma, of course, you're getting ready for Minneapolis next year. Yeah. What are you most looking forward to about the youth gathering?
Just getting more connected with people and just, yeah.
For sure. Very, very cool. I like it. So, okay. So obviously, the youth gathering is a huge part of the life of United in Christ, but where else, where else do you see kind of God working among folks and creating really cool opportunities through this congregation?
I think some of their, I can't say the word.
Philanthropic.
Yeah. Things where they're raising money for others or doing things to help others. The God's work, our hands, opportunities. Yeah. I know, last summer they were planning on doing a ministry up in New York.
Yeah, we went to Buffalo last summer.
We went to Buffalo and stuff. Didn't work out that we were able to go, but I originally hoped to.
Right.
Those kind of opportunities where we're able to help other people. I think that's where I would see the glimpses of God throughout our congregation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you're spot on, right? We use that sense of community that so many folks have talked about and valued in this place, but then we use it to launch ourselves back out, right? To go back out and continue reaching out in all the cool and creative ways that we can. Yeah, I think that's really neat. Now, so Emma, though, you are in a very unique position right now. For folks who don't know, or folks who haven't gotten a chance to talk to you about it, I think it might be a United in Christ first. You are our current Congregational Council's co-president, right? So that is it. Co-president, yes, right. We were very clear, very, very clear. Lisa Raybuck's our president. You are our co-president in the midst of this. So what has that been like for you? I mean, this is now your second year on council now, right? What's it been like for you as a youth member serving on council, and what has it been for you now being co-president of council?
It's amazing. It's really nice. Compared to the other churches, I feel like we're more connected and we understand each other more.
Yeah.
And we agree and we don't argue a lot.
Go figure, right? We all kind of get along at church council meetings, and that's really nice. I like to think of it's like youth group for adults being on church council in a lot of ways, right? They get together and they have jokes and they get to talk to each other and then go about all the church business and all that stuff.
A lot more productive, though.
A little bit. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. We have very productive youth group meetings. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, very, very productive. No, but you're right. It's nice that in that group we can still have fun while going about the business of the church, right? Mm-hmm. And I think it's been so cool that the council has empowered you to lead all of these meetings now. I like it. You've got your flow chart that you bring in every meeting. We got the motion, we've got the second, we got the votes, and next. It's very good. You're doing a very great job at it. So thank you very much for that. So now as we think about the ways in which God has already moved through this community and continues to do so, when you think about what's next for United in Christ, when you think about the future and where God is calling this community, what are your hopes and dreams for this place? What are your aspirations? Where do you hope that God will continue to move among this community here at United in Christ?
Okay, Emma just whispered to help more people. She's hoping that that the church will continue to help people in our community, even those, including those outside of our church.
Absolutely.
We like the diaper pantry and the idea of helping kids that need something, and to continue bringing in some new members.
Yeah.
Because it is neat to see some of those. It is nice to see those, and that how much we welcome new people into our church.
Absolutely.
I hope that we continue to grow.
Yeah.
In that way.
Yeah. I feel like it's such a natural thing for this community to, like, when new faces arrive in our midst, it's like, yeah, come on in, right? Like, and be a part of what this community is already doing about. And I think that's such a cool thing. Yeah, neat. Well, so then again, what as a last kind of point of reflection, then, as you think about the totality of this life together, the whole of what it is meant to be connected with, united in Christ, past, present, and future. What has that meant to y'all as the Danowski family? What has that meant to you in your own lives? What has that meant for you over the years?
Well, I'd say that there's that old saying that, like, it takes a village to raise a child. And I am very glad that I've had the United in Christ village.
Yeah.
To help me raise two wonderful kids.
Absolutely.
That, it's played a very important part of what they've become.
That's very cool.
I'm very proud of that and happy that we've been part of that. We've had that experience.
Absolutely. And I trust that, like, for this village, it has been an equal blessing to be able to walk with y'all along the way as well. It's very cool. It is a very, very cool thing. Awesome.
I'm sure she needs help.
Awesome. There you go. Perfect. Well, guys, I thank you so much for taking the time and hanging out with us. But before we go, I do give everyone their last chance. This is the wild card moment. You get to share whatever you'd like with the rest of the congregation. So is there anything that the three of you would like to say to folks at home, to anyone who's tuning in, anything you want to share? This is your moment. I'm going to step aside so you can say whatever you like.
When we get back to church, I expect a really good coffee hour. Make up for the time lost.
We're going to have vats of coffee, just all of it. Drink all of it in one fell swoop. Get it all, make up for lost time, right?
Yes.
L'chaim, let's get it done, right? Let's go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know if you each had... I wasn't sure if Amy was speaking for everyone or not.
Yeah. Well, I think coffee hour came up as one of the things as we were discussing.
Nice.
How do we answer these questions? And that was something we had said, was that the girls jokingly said they liked coffee hour.
Yeah.
It gives them a chance to socialize and get to know, everybody's talking and they're moving around, and that's been a great thing.
Yeah. And again, it's just about that reflection of community in that space after worship of the folks who want to linger and just hang around a little bit longer, right?
Yep.
And sometimes they do for quite a while, and that's okay. And that's a very cool thing. Awesome. Well, very cool, guys. This was absolutely fantastic. Thank you for taking the time and hanging out with us. This has been great. To everyone else at home, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for checking in with us today. God's continued peace and blessings in the days ahead. Amy, Jody, and Emma, thank you again so much for taking the time today to hang with us. This has been great.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.